Hello?
In our previous video on screen, we discussed the unanswered questions around the cult of Ghostface that may never be answered in the Scream universe. And now we move on to some of the characters in their franchise that have disappeared or the ones that have yet to appear.
Hello?
Hello. Is Christina there?
No, she's not available. May I take a message?
As minor as some of these roles and mentions might have been in the franchise, their impact on it could have been immense, adding new personal conflicts for legacy characters to deal with.
No, it's not safe. We need to leave. What? No, there's no time. There's no time. She's already here.
So we can always find our way home.
Here are 5 Scream characters missing in the Scream franchise that we will never, or hopefully, get a resolution on. Neil Prescott. Sid's dad is noticeably absent in the sequels that followed Scream 3, and outside of cutscenes from Scream 4...
So, you going to Sid's book signing?
Has she ever been to one of mine?
I think it'd be really nice if you did. Her first time back since her dad died.
It's revealed that Sydney had previously returned to Woodsboro for her father's funeral, explaining why we see her staying with her aunt in Part 4 instead of with her father. There is no further mention of him in the franchise. There are various ways Neil could have been reintroduced, including playing a role in bringing Sydney back to Woodsboro or coaxing her out of hiding in a future sequel. Despite his relatively minor role in the original franchise, simply writing off his character between films is somewhat lackluster in its approach. When doing popcorn theory videos, I tend to take deleted scenes into account due to the possibility of an extended cut of the film being released in the future where they add the scenes back in. However, in this case, it would be more satisfying to see Neil Prescott receive a proper conclusion rather than being casually written off as deceased in a cutscene. Hank Loomis. What transpired in Hank Loomis's life after the revelation that his son was one of the original Ghostface killers?
What were you doing over at Sydney's house tonight?
I wanted to see her, that's all.
Last night? Sydney said you crawled through a window last night, too.
You went out last night? I was watching TV. I got bored. I decided to go for a ride.
Did you happen to ride by Casey Becker's house?
No. No, I didn't. Sheriff, I didn't kill anybody.
Followed by his ex-wife adopting the mask 2 years later to initiate the new series of murders. Delving deeper into his history, the Scream 3 promotional websites unveiled that Hank served as a lawyer for Sunrise Studios. Coincidentally, this is where Maureen Prescott had worked under the alias Rena Reynolds. The Sunrise Sucks website reveals that he departed Sunrise Studios for Woodsboro not long after Maureen had left, prompting speculation about a potential past romantic relationship between the two of them. Fast forwarding to Scream 5, the revelations about Sam being Billy's daughter raised some additional questions about whether Hank was aware of this all along. Could Christina have been blackmailing him to conceal Sam's lineage? The intricate connections in Hank Loomis's past involving his family's dark legacy and the potential entanglements with Maureen Prescott create a compelling backdrop that needs to be explored further. Angelina Tyler. Angelina was initially intended to be the second killer in Scream 3, and also be Roman's girlfriend. She earns a place on this list not only due to the altered plans of the film, but also because it was apparent that there were two killers involved in Scream 3. The murders at Milton's mansion, and then there was an accomplice inside of Jennifer Jolie's home while Roman stalked them from the outside. We were led to believe that Angelina's demise was from a knife wound to the shoulder. And then why drag her body away, especially when no other bodies were moved in the film? Considering Roman staged his death in the mansion, it becomes apparent that dragging Angelina away was just a way for Roman to have her help him kill the others. This is evident in instances like Tyson being thrown off the balcony of the second floor while Jennifer Jolie is chased up the stairs from the basement by another Ghostface. Angelina's survival becomes more evident when it's further confirmed in the Scream box set booklet, where it revealed that she is not one of the victims. How could her being alive come into play in the franchise? Well, check out our 5 stories that could save the Scream franchise for those answers. Leslie Mocker. Numerous questions arise with the mention of Leslie Mocker in Scream 5, such as her absence in the first film and whether or not she was aware of Stu's actions. Then consider the possibility of her establishing the cult in homage to her brother adds another layer of intrigue to the situation. It's speculated that Leslie is Stu's older sister, and one would have to wonder if she went to a darker place with her brother's death mentally. How her son Vince acts tends to hint at the potential darker path that she might have taken. If Scream 7 were to follow the pattern of the last 2 films being modeled after Scream 3, then unveiling Leslie Mocker as Ghostface aligns with the theme of a family member being behind the mask. Unless, of course, they decide to explore the terror angle, as previously discussed on this channel. What would make this more interesting would be casting Matthew Lillard's real-life sister for the added authenticity. What are your thoughts after seeing a picture of Matthew Lillard's sister? Christina Carpenter. Christina Carpenter stands out as maybe the most crucial character absent from the franchise. Now, originally, Christina was to appear in Scream 5, but those scenes were removed prior to filming. Many since have wondered about her role in the original murders, her relationship to Sam, and the potential significance of her presence in Scream 7. It seems likely that Christina was on the brink of making her on-screen debut in the upcoming film, either as one of the people under the Ghostface mask or as an opening scene victim, while her demise could serve as a narrative. Having her as the next killer, perhaps even responsible for the murder of Tara's father in the opening scene, adds an intriguing twist. This would prompt Sam and Tara to return to Woodsboro. And with Scream 7 rumored to explore 2 distinct storylines, the film could parallel the opening of Scream 6, where the audience learns that Christine is the killer. Only, she then mysteriously disappears, instead of meeting her demise. Her disappearance would add a new layer to the franchise, as it could spark speculation about her involvement in the murder, and search for Christina could also lead us to discovering her ties to the cult, as she shifts her focus to Sydney and her family, while Sam comes under scrutiny by the media for her mother's disappearance. So, what questions do you have about characters in the Scream franchise that just have been written off screen? And what do you think of our list? Let us know by dropping that in the comments. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And as always, thank you for tuning in to another video. We appreciate you giving us the opportunity to entertain you for a few minutes. And until the next.